Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to Polkzoo channel. Again, really appreciate everybody who's tuned in, and thank you so much to everybody who's purchased guitars from me. And I want to continue with the free instruction here. And last video I was discussing this diminished riff. And I want to add a couple more things for you to work on when you do this riff. Hear that accent I'm using? If you learn to place your accents, you're going to take a quantum leap in your technique. And I go into this in really great detail on my Guitar Ladder course. But learn to place your accents as well as play it without accents. Hear the accent here, listen. Right there. I know I'm really overdoing it, which doesn't sound that good, but what happens is when you learn to place your accents, you begin to kind of, the whole thing with my phrase memory is it's almost like downloading something on your computer. When you practice slow and clean, you actually kind of download the lick into your conscious and subconscious mind, and you start to think of it in terms of just like one little idea, and you can just peel the thing off, but it does take some time. But if you learn to place your accents, it helps you get a feel for the lick, technically speaking. It's really powerful, believe me. He takes players like Al Di Meola, who used to, you know, his practice sessions at Berkeley were legendary. He'd lock himself in a closet for 6 hours and just go. Learning to place those accents. So on this diminished riff, put the accent, I mean, do it without the accents as well, but also hear that bam, bam. You can do it multiple ways, but now I'm putting the accent at the beginning. Or you can put the accent at the end of that first little phrase. Boom, like that. Boom. Hear that? You want to put your accents in different places. Now, when you get to the top of that riff, a great thing to do is to come down double triplets and put the accent on the first, because it trains you to think in terms of 6 notes at once, and it will explode your technique. Absolutely explode it. What you got to understand is when you're practicing really, really slow, like if I just go... I'm still using the notes of this diminished. But when you practice slow like this, place the accent on the first note of the double triplet. You might not think you're getting anywhere, but let me tell you something. When you do that clean, you're actually building technique. Tommy Tedesco used to talk about this. It's powerful. I think a lot of people don't realize it, but when you practice slow and clean, you're kind of inputting that information, you know, into your brain. And, you know, somebody made a parallel once that, or I guess I did, you know, when you have a dream, you ever had those long dreams where, you know, tons of things happen in different scenes and blah, 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 blah. It's like a movie or something. Well, all that happens in something like, you know, I don't know what it is, but it might be like, 10, 1/10 of a second or something. I mean, the whole thing happens really quick. Our mind and our subconscious mind and our nervous system has the ability to think at a very hyper speed. We have the ability, our nervous system and our brain, and our subconscious mind to process. I mean, your subconscious is processing things all day. Somebody once said when you eat a banana, your subconscious mind has to, delegate, coordinate, whatever you want to call it, you know, the release of something like 700 enzymes. I mean, our body and our minds are a miracle, a gift from our Creator. But anyway, to parallel that to guitar playing and getting better, when you're just sitting around going like this, slow, with that accent, you are building technique, and you know, as you do this, one day you'll just be playing after you're warmed up, and all of a sudden you'll just start peeling something off at hyper speed and musical sounding as well, and you'll be like, whoa, where'd that come from? That's where it comes from. So to kind of continue with this lick, now here I'm putting the accent in the beginning. That might be a good place to start. Bam. See that? Bam. 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 And then come down the double triplet with the accent on the first note of the double triplet, which is 6 notes per beat. Bam. If you do this, everybody out there, you will explode your technique. Because like I said the other day, you know, I hear a lot of really great players out there, but you know, it seems like some people maybe, you know, are not able to kind of explode their technique once in a while. Now, sure, you don't want technique to overrule your playing, where that way it's running the ship, so to speak. But it's really, really nice to have a powerful technique to use once in a while to develop more interesting single note lines as well as chordal things. And this is the way to build it. Also working with a metronome and doing, like, you know, whole notes, half notes, eighth notes, and 16ths and 64ths. But if you start with something like this, and vary your picking, like the first time you do this, start with the downstroke, and the next time start with an upstroke, because when you start with an upstroke, when you get to the double triplet, you'll be on a down, and you can do that accent. It's a little bit easier, a little harder to do the accent on the upstroke, but do it both ways. See, if I start with an up, now I'm on a down, bam. Now you can go back to the other video. I'm going to try and make this one shorter. So the idea for today is place your accents. Maybe start with the accent on the first note of this phrase and then do the last note of each phrase, like bam, bam. And you know, overdo that accent and then maybe diminish the accent a little bit, no pun intended. Right? And eventually just kind of be conscious of that accent without trying to make it too loud. And what will happen is that will give your subconscious and conscious mind a reference point for that lick, technically speaking. This is really powerful stuff. It really works. So like I said, eventually you'll do that riff and you won't even worry about placing the accent, but you're subconsciously, that is included in kind of the way that your body's going to get a feel for doing that lick, and you'll just peel the thing off. So that's the free lesson for today. And I'm going to stop right here so this can download a little bit quicker, okay? So I'm going to go crazy on Diminished because I just love it and it's a very powerful thing. Take care. Bye-bye.